it's out there. You hear people saying it that they wanted to host a fight in Saudi Arabia, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, and Al Haymon shut it down. You heard Fred said somebody else reached out to some people for me, and they said, on Crawford's side that they did reach out to them about the fight. Now, I heard Fred say, well, people thought when Crawford went to the Middle East and Errol went over there not too long after that they was meeting with Kinahan. And I would guess that's what Espinoza thought too. Just a lot of speculative, if that's a word, reports about Bud and Kinahan. But apparently, they was over there meeting with the Muhammad dude or the dude that did the interview on the Boxing Voice. All right. And that's who they was meeting with, individual. I heard Errol Spence went over there too to meet with them. So now, Fred saying that Errol Spence didn't know nothing about the offer. And that could be true. Two things could be right. Where Errol went over there, he could have talked to him, and then he probably said, well, you got to go through Al. He made an offer through Al. Al said no. Now, apparently a lot of people drawing the dots, and where Crawford said that he had people that was willing to put the money up, and Al Haymon told him on the live he did that he ain't let nobody touch this fight. All right? And cool, I don't think it even though I remember Lion Killer asked, go subscribe to the Lion Killer podcast, he asked, was it good for boxing, if Saudi Arabia start, putting up money for fights now, or the Middle East, UAE. Now apparently they gonna get some NBA, I guess some preseason or some regular season action over there too. I forget what game going over there next year, but yeah, they trying to kind of be a hub for sports, especially with the dip off between China and the NBA. After Daryl Morey did what he did, and you just think if he was black, he would have still been apologizing, and they probably would have had a relationship, but they didn't force him to apologize. And Trump kind of stepped in and said, y'all better not bow down to them, and blase, blah, blase this, right? And they lost a lot of money behind that, right? Not too long after that, they started wearing sponsorships on their shirt. So, think about that for a minute. But nonetheless, you guys can they say boxing. And they can put on a lot of fights, but the issue is you putting on them fights at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That's talking about the Fury, Usyk, Wilder, AJ card. 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the middle of the holiday season in December. Who gonna be willing to dish out $80 to $100 to pay for that shit in the middle of the holiday season? We're not talking about the hardcore fans. I mean, you could be the casual fan, like forking up that type of money. Let's keep it real. Like forking up that shit. I'm gonna go spend $80, $100. I'm gonna put that towards Christmas money. That's how most people thinking, right? But to continue on, I mean, the time difference, they probably can make up the time difference, but it's something different. It's a different type of crowd over there, energy as well, too. And I think with the time problem and not having an American crowd, not having the celebrities ringside like you can have in Vegas or etc., I think that helps the overall appeal of the fight. Now, apparently it was supposed to be $30 million a piece they could have made. Now, I hear Team Crawford was, they kind of like mad that, whatever. But Al Haymon said they wasn't putting the fucking money up. He ain't letting nobody touch the fight. And if they buy in context, if they buy the fight, that's what they would be doing. They would buy the rights they would control the whole thing. They get out a percentage or whatever to get the fuck out the way. Crawford not having a percentage, whatever, he free. So they pay, and they then shop the television rights internationally. They shop them to America, they shop them to Italy, they shop them, and the television rights go to broadcast the fight goes to the highest bidder. But also they own those television rights where the majority of the money comes in at down the road. So they have those television rights, so they have ownership, and Al Haymon don't want to relinquish ownership. And also by the Saudis controlling the fight, he can't pinch off the bag. I remember I used to talk to this girl, her mom used to buy like large quantities of weed, I would guess. and she would tell me when she was in high school, and she still was doing this, we wasn't too removed from high school, she would just pinch off the bag and her mama never would know with so much weed, you know. So that's what it is. That's what they do. It's too much transparency with the Saudis. So Al Haymon don't control the show. He get a flat fee. He don't get ownership, and he can't take the money from the fucking fighters. That's why him and Bob don't want to relinquish control. Is because they don't want to relinquish the financials to him. So they know that, like I say, the Saudis said, well, you know, we put the money up, Al. We just shop the TV rights. You distribute the money. Now, the budget said we going to get them 30 apiece. What you think Al going to do? Or here go 15 to Crawford. Here go 20 to Errol. And I'm going to, you know, spend a little bit on the undercard and pocket the rest. That's what they do. The network pays the money to the promoters or the event handler, and they distribute it out. He's not going to give Terence Crawford the full 30. He's not going to give Errol the full 30. I can't even call it prorating. He going to get Errol 20, going to get Crawford 15, and that's what it's going to be. It's going to be somewhere in that ballpark. So that's 45, you know, or 35, excuse me. Out of 60, where does the other 25 go? A little bit on the undercard, just a dash. You know, what Chris Rock say on Down to Earth, just a dash. You know, like he said, just a dash. How white people like they season it, just a dash. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way the game works. So you want to know why the fight didn't go over to the UAEs? Because Al Haymon don't have control to control the cash flow. It's transparency. It's clarity in the transparency. I made that up just now. That's exactly what it is. Clarity. Like an Icewear Vezo album. It's clarity. And now they got clarity. He getting paid a flat fee. And the fee that he gonna get paid, it don't amount to the ownership of the fight. And it don't amount to how much money he gonna pay himself. That y'all wanna know? That's why. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that site fees, and it's about he controls the cash flow. So now you look at it, he split the television rights for Showtime with whoever distributed a little bit, you know, and that's a lot of the Empire money come from too. There's probably some other shit in there, but you know, he got control over the cash. So he can hide, he can pinch as much as he want to, and they won't know shit. When Tim Bradley was on Coach Malachi channel, shout out to True Media USA Boxing, and he said, we don't know how many pay-per-views it did. They just tell us a number, and we got to basically go off what they telling us. What kind of shit is that? When an NBA player, you know, let's say, I don't know, Giannis sell them on the jersey, I'm pretty sure you get a percentage off that. I'm pretty sure, okay, this is our paperwork, this is our books, this is what that's let you know, boxing crooked as hell. It is crooked. It's crooked like that damn TV you tried to hang without a level. It's crooked. It's crooked. So, like I continue to tell y'all, bruh. But that's why it ain't that, oh, I don't think it's right. I want celebrities there, and all, it ain't about that. He get to control the cash flow, he got ownership. The gate, he pinching off all that shit. And then the thing about it is, it's probably promises being made to Las Vegas about them delivering the fight so they can continue their partnership. But the thing about it is, like Victor Conte, and I remember what Victor Conte said for a minute, so give me 1 second. I'm going to tell y'all, I forgot what he said in that video I did, one of the videos I did about Vado, when he talked about black and Mexicans, right? Genetically. But he brought up that the reason drug testing ain't enforced because everybody got a hand in the pot. He said Nevada State Athletic Commission made 8% of the Tank Ryan Garcia gate. So why the fuck would they be looking to pop somebody when they got an 8% stake just in the gate? And also, you want to continue that partnership, right? You want to continue that partnership, you know, with Las Vegas, because Vegas ain't gonna need boxing for too much longer. They getting all sports team. I think the A's come in there. They got hockey, the Golden Knights. They got the Aces, WNBA. They getting the NBA team. Hopefully LeBron get it. So they don't need them. But Victor Conte, you know, they got mad in the comment section when Victor Conte said that Mexicans have better blood flow than black people because Mexicans, that's why Mexicans' conditioning might be better than black fighters in boxing sometimes. But he first said, and people got offended, but nobody got offended when he said this. I never played the brown card. But he said that black people naturally have higher testosterone levels. That was one of the things he said. I think that's the main thing. They have higher testosterone levels than, other ethnic groups too, naturally. So that's what I forgot to say. It was kind of on my mind yesterday. I didn't get a chance to spit it. Now I kind of got it out in the video. So I wanted to make sure I put that out there. But most of y'all probably went to go listen to the interview. Phenomenal, by the way, about a boxing voice. But, is boxing good to go over to Saudi Arabia? No, it's going to lose its cachet. Because the fans being part of the experience, buying the tickets, even though to a certain extent, a lot of they shit they do now is local. They don't give you a full 8 to 12 weeks, 6 months to be able to plan a vacation or plan to get out there. And people will come and people will travel who have the means, who have the free schedule, but people who got kids, pets, obligations to their job or whatever, who can't just pick up and leave at a drop of a dime or financially, got to make some shit work. They don't really get to experience it, and they have not expanded the sport of boxing like it once was. I always bring up Hector Camacho fought in Alaska. Check out his documentary on Showtime. Phenomenal. And the Rick James one too. Both on Showtime. So they really just hitting the same areas. LA, Vegas, a few places in Texas, Alamo, AT&T Stadium. They might do the Dallas Maverick Stadium. And then you go west, Top Rank Love, some places in Florida, Orlando, etc. You might have an Armory, Minnesota a little bit, and then you got New York City, you got, the Barclays, MSG. They don't even do shit in Atlantic City anymore. So that's pretty much your primary thing. So it ain't like they hitting and you got a couple fights coming to Detroit, Richard Hitchin, Alicia Baumgardner, Ohio, Indianapolis. They don't hit them areas no more. Really don't even really hit Philly like that no more. So, so they don't expand it anyway. So people can make the case where they really don't expand boxing and fight in different places around America. It's pretty much the same hubs because it's relationships and it's already I ain't got to crunch numbers. You know what it is. We come here where I know the price. I know you're going to give me a good price. We going to break bread. But the lack of expansion in boxing is hurting. So going over to Saudi Arabia, kind of it kills that kind of case a little bit, but still fans it's still more accessible to celebrities and fans that can travel at the drop of the dime most of the time and go there. But if they can make the big hot fights happen, they can't do nothing but help boxing. But that's just the gist of it. So I think it's a good thing, but I also think the U.S. presence and the celebrities and stuff, and that's kind of a huge human element of expanding the sport. But if they ain't catering to us anyway with 6, 8, 4-week notices for fights and shit. I say that jokefully about the 4 and shit it might be. So yeah, if they want to let Saudi Arabia take control, so be it. But hey, I ain't gonna argue about it as long as the fights get made. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link.